And Cocoa Sanchez receiving their instructions. You can see the age differential, young Ramirez, and yet apparently he's had more than 50 fights down in Mexico. He weighed in at 136. I think the actual count on Sanchez was 135 3/4. So about the same, obviously. A slight height advantage to Ramirez and a slight reach advantage to the young Mexican. His record, according to Ring Magazine, 21-3-0 with 16 knockouts. As we've commented several times, his handlers claim a record of 49-3. Sanchez, 27-8-2 with 7 knockouts. He is from Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. The referee for this fight in California is Lou Filippo from Los Angeles. The judges are John Thomas and Dick Young. Scoring in California, the 10-point must system with 9 points down to 7 going to the loser of a round. There can be a 10-10 even round. There is no 3 knockdown rule in California. Count continues after the bell in the event of a knockdown except in the final round. So we're underway with Ramirez on the right in red and Sanchez in powder blue at the top of your screen.
I noticed that Sanchez is moving directly to his left hand. That's what they've been working on in the gym all week, trying to get that left foot of his outside Ramirez's right foot. Therefore, he's not in the way, so they can't go into these exchanges, which Ramirez is famous for. Let's see if Cocoa can concentrate and keep moving in that direction.
This is all well and good with a southpaw as a one-handed southpaw, but this kid is a two-handed southpaw, got a great right hook. He's liable to float right into a right hook.
Well, the thing is, Ange, you have to move one way or the other. You can't hide, so you think it's better for him to move to the left, right, or straight ahead.
An 18-foot ring that they've got to work in here, and it's your basic feeling out session here early with Sanchez going to his left constantly here, circling to his left in this opening minute.
Best punch that Cocoa's got going for him, Gil's, that left hook of his, because that works the southpaw.
Ramirez turning Sanchez around well and landing the first good combination of the bout.
Okay, let's go.
Jose Luis Ramirez from Patabampo in Sonora, Mexico. Sanchez countering off the ropes.
Cocoa is fighting one bad way, Gil. He's backing up. And you don't back up from a southpaw. When you back up from a southpaw, you catch a lot of punches.
Also, I don't think he should be on those ropes. This guy, Ramirez, is a strong kid. He has to stay in the center of that ring. That's it. He got out there then. He should stay out there.
Sanchez with victories over Villamar Fernandez, Norman Goins, Pete Padilla. Ramirez is the current Mexican lightweight champion. Under a minute to go in round 1. Won the vacant title over Batillo Gutierrez in June of 1979. Has defended it 3 times.
Ramirez is the type of kid, Gil, doesn't look like he busts up either, because he's got his eyebrows are nice and rounded. Also, he don't look like he's had that many tough fights. By that I mean he's capable of boxing as well as slugging.
Virtually unmarked about the face. Under 30 seconds to go, round 1 of this scheduled 10-round lightweight fight. Sparse crowd here in the Forum, as you no doubt have deduced. It's Mother's Day afternoon. Fairly quiet, but as you know, the Mexican-American fans, if they've got a fighter in there they like from their native country, they'll get plenty involved before it's over. Final seconds of round number 1. Round number 2 scheduled for 10. On the left of your screen is Cocoa Sanchez. On the right is Jose Luis Ramirez, who's managed and trained by Ramon Felix. Chuck Bodak also working in his corner. Howard Albert is the manager of Cocoa Sanchez. He's trained by Wilfred Lama.
Cocoa is not giving this guy anything to be worried about, Gil. Just backing up, and it's not going to do him any good. He's going to get himself knocked out, because when you let a southpaw set the pace, do what he wants to do, the end result is you get yourself knocked out.
Well, there's no question that Cocoa is going to have to hit him with a couple of good solid shots to let him know he's in there. If he doesn't, just continues to back up and lets this guy take target practice, we're not going to have much of a fight.
Bill Clancy, Angelo Dundee with Tim Ryan, live ringside at the Forum in Inglewood, California. Owned by Jerry Buss, who is in attendance today, and a number of his friends, the owner of the Lakers and the Kings. Ramirez on the attack in the corner, and Sanchez getting himself out of there, but has been more on the ropes than one would think he should be.
The thing is, Sanchez is making Ramirez miss, but when he makes a miss, he doesn't count it. He has to start believing in himself a little bit and believing that he can win the fight.
He's got the faster hands, Gil. I mean, Coco's a much faster guy. He's quicker of foot and quicker hand speed, but he's not using it.
And look at that. There he grabbed. No reason for him to grab there. He must have been reading Ramirez's press clippings.
They say Ramirez was watching that Dodger-Mets game on television the other night, got very involved. He used to play a little ball back in his hometown, and as the second cousin of Valenzuela, he was excited about that victory for the Dodger pitcher. There's Ramirez going to work on Sanchez. Sanchez counterpunching fairly well to the body and getting loose along the ropes. Under a minute to go in round number 2, the scheduled 10-rounder.
It's amazing. The tail of the tape, they're just about equal in height, yet in the ring, Ramirez looks like a giant compared to Coco Sanchez. You notice how much bigger he looks, Tim?
Yeah, he's got that slender body that makes him appear taller. Sanchez, real compact fighter, broad shouldered. Right hand landed from Sanchez, but didn't move Ramirez at all.
You have to believe in yourself when you throw those punches, Tim. He's apologizing while he's punching. You can't do that.
Under 30 seconds to go, second round.
Gil, you know,
Filippo.
the coaching in the corner is not going to help anybody because they're both going with that Spanish twinge, and they're telling Coco to throw punches to go with both hands.
Short right hand landed from Sanchez after the flurry by Ramirez. We're in the final seconds of the second round as they come alive. Jose Luis Ramirez's mom, that she gave him when he started to box as a teenager back in Sonora, Mexico, and he has worn it for every fight. On the laces of his left boot. This is round 3 of this scheduled 10-round lightweight bout.
I notice now that Ramirez is able to move over to his right and keep Sanchez in front of him to make it more of a slugging match. He's catching on to the fact that Sanchez is trying to move over to that left to get away from him. You watch him take that big step over with his right foot. That's what's making this a punching match now instead of a boxing match.
What's good about this kid, I love the way he goes under and over, and that's why he's hitting Sanchez with. The best shot he's hitting Sanchez with is a right hand to the body.
Short straight right from Sanchez landed. But the southpaw hooking with that right to the body. You're right, Angelo. That's been his most effective punch so far.
These ropes here are very loose, but we're very lucky we got a large apron in this ring, Gil. Usually if it's a short apron in the ring, it's dangerous.
Break a leg that way.
But it won't surprise to see Sanchez get knocked out of the ropes anytime now.
Ramirez has been going forward since the fight began.
Okay, let's stop.
Sanchez is fighting a cat and mouse fight. He's trying to make the other guy lead and make a miss and then count. And he has been fairly successful at it. Although Ramirez right now is again using that strength, aggressiveness to try to win this fight and win the round.
Ramirez feels he's somewhat in the shadow of Gato Gonzalez, who's been getting a lot of publicity out in the California area particularly. He's been a sensational rising young lightweight, currently ranked number 2. That's why Ramirez wanted this spot today. Sanchez rallying here, banging to the body, just missed that overhand right.
Well, you know, Gato Gonzalez is an exciting fighter, but Ramirez is the Mexican champion. Until it's proven otherwise, he's the champ.
That's right. Minute to go here in round number 3.
Good combination by Ramirez. 2 good shots to the body and right back up on the head.
Sanchez is starting to confuse this kid. He's got the right idea. If he puts some punches behind his moves, he's going to start scoring real well with either hand.
Under 30 seconds to go, round 3. Final seconds now, this third round, scheduled 10-rounder. Ramirez and Sanchez. Round number 4, scheduled for 10, and Ramirez, who his handlers claim has 55 knockouts in his career, although Ring Magazine shows 16 in his 21 victories. Obviously, he is a knockout puncher. The quality of opposition somewhat still in question in most cases, but he did send Arguello to the floor. He is a banger, and we're going to be seeing more of those upcoming in this following of the lightweight division over the next 6 weeks or so. We've been talking about Gata Gonzalez. He puts you away for sure. And the next week is Boom Boom Mancini and Jorge Morales from the Concord up in the Catskills, and that should be an interesting and likewise important lightweight fight. Ramirez in red, Sanchez in blue, and Ramirez so far unable to really get any serious punishment on Sanchez.
Well, as Angelo had pointed out, that the movement of Cocoa Sanchez, look at that side-to-side movement on the ropes there. That is confusing this young fighter.
But he's not doing nothing with it. It's a shame, you know, because it's great moves he's gotten there, but if you don't throw no punches, they don't win fights.
That's right.
And another thing I didn't like about Cocoa Sanchez getting back to the corner and getting mad at the guy not putting the stool in right away. So he's not very happy in there, Gil. He's complaining. He should complain to the man he's got in front of him right now.
Right. It should be in the form of two fists.
Right.
Don't get mad at the corner man. Hit the other guy.
That's because you guys are cornermen. That's the only reason you're taking that position.
If the fight continues this way, Ramirez is definitely going to be the winner on aggressiveness alone, Tim. Don't you think so?
Well, the way we've got him right now, in fact, I had given all 3 rounds to Ramirez. You gentlemen thought Sanchez maybe won the second one close, so Ramirez is ahead the way all 3 of you see it. Thus far, we're in round 4, scheduled for 10. Just 22 years of age, Ramirez, but started boxing professionally at the age of 14. I asked about his amateur career in Mexico. He didn't have any. When he started to fight, he got paid for it.
I asked Cocoa Sanchez how come they named him Cocoa. He said because they were having too much trouble pronouncing my right name, Esquil. So he said that the late Cecil Betancourt changed the name to Cocoa.
Left hand landed from Ramirez to the ear of Sanchez. The jab starting to get some penetration now as well for Ramirez. Under 30 seconds to go, round 4.
Sanchez still isn't offering much of an offense at all, Tim. Throws one punch, and then just back into just moving that head.
Coming to the end of round number 4, live from the Forum in Inglewood, California. This is round number 5, 10-round schedule, lightweights. Jose Luis Ramirez, ranked number 4 by the WBC. Cocoa Sanchez on the right of your screen in blue. Next week it's Ray Mancini and Jorge Morales. Number 6 against number 10, and don't forget the championship bout coming on June 20th from London. Sanchez landed a left hook. In that championship bout, Alexis Arguello and Jim Watt, the champion.
The oddity of this fight is this, Gil. Sanchez has got this kid confused. If he would go ahead and do his thing, start throwing some shots and keep him like he's got him, he could very well win this fight. Right now, this is the telling round right now.
Ange, I don't think he believes in his mind he can win the fight. He's not fighting the way a winner should fight. He's not trying to take over. He's trying to stay in there and not take too much punishment. That's the way it looks to me, anyhow.
Well, he's gotten hit some good bombs, you know what I mean, Gil? But he's got this other kid, Jose Luis, frustrated because he's missing a lot of good punches, Jose Luis, like that big right hook. So he's a talented man, Cocoa. I can see what you're telling me about the talent he's been in with. He's a very talented fighter, but he don't give it himself. He's not putting out.
Ramirez seems to be fighting a little more intensely in this 5th round, trying to measure shots and get a little more power behind them. You know, maybe he's thinking knockout. Maybe he would like to, obviously the idea is to impress everybody here today with a nationally televised knockout victory if he can. There seems to be a little more intensity. He's turned it up a notch here in the 5th round. Having said that, he hasn't thrown a punch since he made that comment.
Well, I'll tell you, Cocoa Sanchez definitely has his kick confused. He's got him missing, but he's not hitting them off the misses. And that's the whole difference in this fight. That's what he's got to do more of, right? He did right just then.
Ange, we had pointed out that Cocoa had fought much better opposition. You know, they said that this kid had 20 more fights than was in the records book and scored all these knockouts. But who did he knock out? He was, what's the name of that town, Tim? You know, that he came from?
Guatabampo.
Yeah, you don't fight too many great fighters, I don't believe, in that town. Whereas Cocoa has been fighting in boxing capitals of the world.
Phil, my answer to that is, when a guy got a lot of knockouts like that, I don't care if he's knocking out his sister. He still must be a banger, which he is.
Okay, step back.
Less than 30 seconds to go in this 5th round. Ramirez has not been able to put any serious banging on Sanchez thus far, but certainly he's in control of the fight as we approach the midway point. The scheduled 10-rounder. Final seconds of the 5th round. Short right landed from Sanchez, a left back. Well, we don't have Ramirez pitching shutouts like his second cousin, Fernando Valenzuela, but he's certainly in control here. I would think that his corner would say, hey, you want to impress everybody? Go and get this guy. I would expect him to be a little more aggressive here in the second half of the fight. Gentlemen, what do you think?
Well, it's hard for you to say for Ramirez to go get Cocoa Sanchez, but what about if you were in Cocoa's corner? Hey, listen, if this is your shot, you're on television. If you want to win this fight, go out and back him up and see if you can't take over from him. What we're trying to say to him is both corners should be telling him to fight a little more. Go out and try to dominate the other guy.
Cocoa can't lick this kid by backing up. Because all he's going to do is going to nail those shots. And he's slipping real good, but he don't throw punches between the slips.
This has been, each round has been just about a repeat. Cocoa moving to his left, then when he gets strapped on the ropes, going side to side, but not throwing enough punches. See, there's that one punch again. Right hand laid down, no hook behind it, nothing else. Because he's looking to duck the other guy's punches instead of finishing his combination.
There have been huge flurries with both fighters standing toe-to-toe and really letting loose. Ramirez seems to want to try and get more pressure on, but he hasn't kept it up. There's been no consistency in his attack.
Cocoa don't have the firepower of this young man. He just nailed him with a real good Sunday right hand, and nothing happened.
Tim Ryan with Angelo Dundee, Gil Clancy. We are live from the Forum in Inglewood, California. Round number 6 of the scheduled 10-round lightweight bout. Next week, Ray Mancini and Jorge Morales. Another pair of exciting young lightweights. A minute to go here in the 6th round.
Sanchez is landing some clean punches, and apparently he's not hurting Ramirez. I'd let it all hang out if I was Ramirez. Really try to take over.
Well, Cocoa was starting to get swollen up on his left eye, Gil. He's busted up around the mouth. I think he just had a cut over his left eye from a right hook.
Well, let's take a look. I haven't seen that as yet.
A little blood from the mouth of Sanchez, and that eye, I believe, got damaged early in the fight. There was a little swelling almost back in the 1st or 2nd round, and I think you're right, Angelo. There may be a little cut above the left eye near the corner.
There better be one there, or Gil's going to pick on me, Tim.
As usual.
Coming to the end of round number 6. Ramirez in red, Sanchez in blue. Tim Ryan with Gil Clancy and Angelo Dundee. Round 7 of the scheduled 10-rounder. Ramirez in red, Sanchez in blue, and a slight cut just under the left eyebrow of Sanchez. Required only minimal attention in the corner between rounds from manager and trainer Howard Albert.
Ramirez is throwing a few rangefinders now. He's throwing that right hook as he did then to try to pull Sanchez in front of that straight left hand.
Well, he may have knocked out an awful lot of people, but he hasn't shown so far that he can really put the pressure on to get you in position to take you out. Well, at least against an experienced guy like Sanchez.
He's in with a slick veteran.
This kid's a very good puncher. I mean, when they blow up guys like that with punches, that are not butts, that's a puncher. And this kid's an excellent puncher, but he's in with a very smart, cagey guy in there. Just like you told me, the top of the show. I haven't seen Cocoa fight too much.
We're in the 7th round. Well, those of you who have been following the Mexican lightweights in this division, you'll get a chance to see Gato Gonzalez, the man who is not the Mexican champion, but is ranked ahead of Ramirez, and is generally considered to be the rising star in the lightweight division. That'll be June 13th against Andy Gannigan of Honolulu.
Tim, I don't think we can pick one rising star in that lightweight division right now. There's quite a few guys, and there's some great mind matches that can be made in that lightweight division.
There are. You'll be seeing 7, including today, 7 of the top 10 rated by the WBC in the next 6 weeks. One of the few flurries in the fight thus far. We're in round 7. Under a minute to go in the 7th round.
Tim, that's what I mean by apologizing when you punch. Cocoa Sanchez landed a good straight right hand to the chin, never came back with a hook, never went after the guy again because he's worried what the other fella's going to do. He thinks maybe he got him mad when he hit him. What do you think of that, Angelo?
I've heard better.
Ramirez, a very stolid performer in there. Concentration is good. Hasn't backed up at any point. Of course, Sanchez hasn't made him back up. Under 30 seconds to go, 7th round.
There was that right hand again. Again, no hook behind it. No aggressiveness after the punch.
Lou Filippo, the referee, doing a good job. He's been an invisible presence in here, which you like to see. These fighters haven't made him work too hard either. We're in the final seconds of the 7th round.
Hasn't been.
Round number 8 of this 10-round lightweight bout. Jose Luis Ramirez. On the left of your screen in red, from Cotabampo, Sonora, Mexico. Cocoa Sanchez in blue from Santo Domingo in the Dominican Republic. Divides his time between New York and his hometown of Santo Domingo. 8th round, we have Ramirez clearly in the lead in this fight, the way we see it. Always with the disclaimer that judges may be viewing it differently. And they are today, the referee Lou Filippo and the judges are John Thomas and Dick Young, all figuring in the scoring.
Well, you couldn't get a bunch of better officials. The reason I say that because of the activity in the California area. The way you have activity, your officials are real sharp, real good.
I have to agree with you there, Ange. They have 3 of the best in the country in working this one fight.
Stop.
8th round, this Mother's Day card at the Forum in Inglewood, California.
Gil, we're in tough shape when we got to talk about the officials instead of telling about the fight.
Well, each round has been the same as the other. We could have showed, right up to this point, we could have showed round 1 7 times.
Cocoa Sanchez, for the first time going back to the corner, showed me that he's really tired. He's really been hurt 2 or 3 times, and he's showing a lot of wear and tear. Could be a late stop.
Come on, let's go to work.
Ramirez still doing a lot of missing. Sanchez proving to be an elusive target.
You know, a lot of times you get a fighter like Cocoa Sanchez, he hasn't been that active. You say, well, this kid probably hasn't been going to the gym and we're going to catch him, you know, he's not in that good a condition. But Sanchez is one of these kids that has never lost his pride. He believes he's a good fighter and he stays in shape. So, and you can see he does have that pride. He's not about to just quit in this fight.
Landed a good short right hand, just as you spoke. We have under a minute to go in the 8th round.
Gil, I don't think that's the most misused word I've ever heard, quit. When a kid puts on a pair of gloves, you and I both know they got all kinds of courage, all kinds of guts. They're unique, genuine human beings. I think that Cocoa right now is the licking he's taking, he's slowing down. He might get himself knocked out.
Just landed a big right hand, though, Ange. That may give Ramirez something to think about. That was his best punch of the fight.
Sure was. The first time that he moved Ramirez backwards at all. Under 30 seconds to go in the 8th round. Final seconds of the 8th round, scheduled for 10. Jose Luis Ramirez in red, Cocoa Sanchez in blue. We're looking into the corner of Jose Luis Ramirez. awaiting the 9th round. And here's that right hand from Cocoa Sanchez coming up in this exchange right here. For the first time, we saw Ramirez back up, head snapping back from that punch, and Sanchez landed another one shortly after that. He's got a lot of rallying to do, hasn't he, gentlemen? We've only got 2 rounds to go.
That right hand that Cocoa landed, though, put a lump under his eye. It was a solid shot, and he landed it a couple of times.
This is the 9th round. Ramirez on the right in red, Sanchez on the left now at the top of your screen in blue. Lou Filippo, the referee.
Howie Albert in Sanchez's corner, he told him, he said, you've worked real hard for this fight. He says, go out, start putting your punches so they go right through, in one side of the guy's head and out the other side, which means he wants him to have some courage and conviction and put those punches in there and believe in the punches, not start to pull out as you punch the way he did then.
Through the head with the jab, Cocoa.
There is indeed a little swelling under the left eye of Ramirez from that right-hand shot as you picked it up, Angelo, and it looks like they did a little work on it in the corner.
They put a little bit of gook on there, better known as Vaseline.
Don't worry about it.
See, Sanchez is content to land one punch and then get out of there. That's been his undoing. You can't win a fight that way.
No, just got this thing about backing up, Gil. I mean, I knew right away in the first round he's not going to lick this guy because you don't beat the southpaw using that kind of counter style. One of the greatest fighters in the world was Willie Pep. Great boxer. I had a young man by the name of Andy Arell fight him, and Pep backed up, and he had a life and death struggle with Andy Arell that night.
Who won the fight, Angelo?
Split decision, Willie Pep.
Thank you.
And what happened, Gil?
Enough said, Angelo.
You voted for the Willie Pep.
You know, I've heard those out-of-town stories before.
Again, one of the rare flurries in the fight. Ramirez continuing to be in control, but unfortunately for him, as I view it through 9 rounds here, not an impressive display so far. Sanchez has been difficult for him. And Ramirez trying to, with punching power, especially since he's known as a knockout artist, he just hasn't been able to get to Sanchez.
He can't find him. Sanchez just makes those little movements and throws this guy all off.
Flurrying to the body.
This is by far his best round of the fight up till now.
30 seconds to go in round 9.
Best round of the fight for Sanchez. Why didn't he do that earlier, Angelo?
Final seconds of this 9th round, and right now we're going to take you down to Fort Lauderdale and join Dick Stockton at the end of this 9th round. Okay, Dick, we've got a Mexican leading this event here, too, the way we see it at least, although there's been a good rally by Sanchez in the last 2 rounds. It may be too little too late. On the other hand, if the judges see it a little bit differently, this could be a big round. We've got the 10th and final round underway.
Well, if Sanchez has a big round now, Tim, we may see some fun with the scoring.
Tim Ryan with Gil Clancy, Angelo Dundee. We are live at the Forum in Inglewood, California. This lightweight bout between the number 4 ranked Jose Luis Ramirez, ranked that way by the WBC, Cocoa Sanchez in blue. Well, Sanchez starting the round by backing up and circling. That's what he's doing in round 1. That will not get it done.
It's amazing. He was so successful last round with those combinations. Go back to that moving away again. It's just no good.
He hurt his left hand.
I'll tell you, I watched Jose Luis Ramirez in the corner, and he was hurting. I think he may have very well hurt his left hand.
Well, he's throwing both hands now, though, Ian.
Yeah, but he's letting the left hand go to the body mostly. You know, fighters go in there, Gil, they got hurt hands and everything else, and let him go.
That's right.
But I was watching his face in the corner, and he acted like he wasn't distressed.
Well, I don't know whether it's from the distress of his hand hurting or getting hit by those punches that Sanchez hit him with last round. You know, he's one of these guys with a great record that's used to knocking guys out and have everything his own way. He hasn't had it that way today.
Solid short right hand from Sanchez in the middle of that last flurry, but Ramirez continuing to throw punches. We're in the final round. Left to the ear from Sanchez. Crowd really coming alive now.
Well, they're letting it all hang out now, Tim.
This is the round where we say, don't save it for the dressing room.
That's right. You know, you don't want to go, when you go back in the corner, your fighter says, get me for him again. You said you just had him.
Under a minute to go in the 10th round. Both fighters landing heavily to the head now. Have to wonder about Sanchez's strategy if he loses this fight, which is still likely that he will. Had he fought more aggressively earlier on, who knows? We're not awarding the decision to Ramirez, of course. That's up to the judges.
Ramirez is throwing a million punches. Not too many are landing, though.
Enough of them are landing where he's hurt the Sanchez, though, Bill. He hurt him with some real good punches.
Tremendous action in this 10th and final round. Ramirez and Sanchez really giving it all they've got. We have 10 seconds to go now in the fight. And that'll be it. There is Cocoa Sanchez returning to his corner. Certainly his best round, but Ramirez stayed with him toe-to-toe. And we had Sanchez on our card rallying in rounds 8 and 9 to win those, with Ramirez winning most of the early rounds. So we'll see how the judges see it. That's really all that matters. For Ramirez, a chance to impress American fans on national television. He is the 4th-ranked lightweight in the world. Cocoa Sanchez trying to break into the top 10 with a victory.
Well, Sanchez certainly proved that he belonged in there today, though, Tim. He was not outclassed. Wound up being a good fight. People liked it. They all stood up at the end of the fight and applauded.
Well, they had a real good 10th and final round as both fighters let it all hang out. You see there something being applied to reduce the swelling. Here's the decision. And it is indeed Jose Luis Ramirez getting the decision. You heard ring announcer Jimmy Lennon. And so Ramirez has earned a victory over Sanchez. 98-92 was scored by Dick Young. It was 99-92 scored by John Thomas, and 100-92 scored by the referee Lou Filippo, unanimous decision for Jose Luis Ramirez. And so I think we'll be seeing more of this young man, and I'm sure that he'll be looking for some opponents that are a little easier to find than Sanchez, who was an elusive target for the knockout punching power of Jose Luis Ramirez. But he won a decision today, and he stays up there in the top ranks of lightweight. So now, let's go back to Brent in New York.
All right.
She's a totally remarkable and absolutely magnificent woman.
We knew that a long time ago.
Well, I didn't. Not until recently. I shall do my best to